Hey guys, this is Awesomesaurus Rex, and I'm back for part 3 of the Toys R Us exclusive Iron Man Armor Evolutions 3-pack. So, here it goes. Mark III Iron Man. I think this is a really cool figure, you know, it's got nice sculpt, nice articulation, nice paint, sort of. So, first I'll just start off with the articulation. He's got the same as Mark II because they're the same exact sculpt. But I'll go over it one more time in case you don't know. He's got the ball jointed head where, you know, you can tilt it, turn it, whatever. Pretty good. He has the ball jointed elbows. I mean shoulders, not elbows. You know, they can go forward, back, whatever. He can rotate at the bicep. He has double jointed elbows there. He has rotation at the wrist, and he has a little swivel right there at the wrist too, so that's cool. He has rotation at the torso, and he can move forward and backward there. He has hip joints that can go like that and forward, and then you tilt it there to make it go whatever. And then he has rotation at the hip also, and the top of the thigh. He has a double jointed knee right there, and his feet swivel forward and back, and they also turn like that. So pretty cool figure. It's great. I would say, just a little comparison, I would personally rather buy the proto suit armor Iron Man with the snap-on armor, because really it's just the same exact Mark III, except he has the removable helmet, removable chest piece, removable gloves, and the removable shoulder pads, and the interchangeable arc reactors. But this one right here, he has, you know, the additional wrist articulation and torso articulation. But I just think overall this one's cooler. But it's really up to you. I would personally get this one. Oh, and if you want, I have a review up of this figure, so you can check that out if you want to see a full review of him. Anyways, back to this guy. The paint on this guy is, like I was saying, really cool. He has the glossy, candy apple red going on. I really like how they did that. Instead of just making it like a flat red, they really put some nice gloss in there. It kind of reminds me of a MacBook or like a Nintendo DS Lite. You know how they're like really glossy. So that's cool. He has the blue painted on his repulsor blast. I mean his repulsor. I don't even know what they're called. And his arc reactor. You know, the gold paint is really nice. It's really cool, whatever. One thing I do want to say though is, when I was buying this 3-pack, they had, you know, literally about 12 of them there. And these two guys had, all of them had, you know, good paint. I didn't see any issues with that. You know, phone's ringing in case you can hear it. But the Mark III Iron Mans, they were all pretty terrible. You know, there's one with a big blue hash right there. I mean a slash, whatever. It was this blue paint just right across there. There's one with like a huge gold splotch right on his chest. It was like the worst paint I had ever seen. You know, there was some with a lot of red paint on this gold detailing there. They were just really bad, and I was worried that I wouldn't find one with good paint. But I did. This one, he has some minor issues right here. There's just some red dots there. And then the paint on this glove is a little thin, so it looks slightly pinker than the rest of it. But overall, it's not that bad. You know, the posability on this guy is pretty cool. You can get him into some pretty sweet poses. Try to get something going on here. You know. There he is. Just see if I can kind of get a repulsor. Like I said in the Mark II Iron Man video, the hand pads restrict the the wrist articulation, so you can't really get a repulsor blast pose going on. I'm still gonna try to kinda get it there. That's about the best I can do. And as you can see, I'm using the elbow articulation to get it there. But it's not the worst. Like, you can kinda get it. You know, I really like this figure. At first, when I first opened him, I didn't like him that much, but I think it was just because a lot of his joints were stiff, and I was having a hard time, you know, posing him, and I was so so used to my proto suit Iron Man, you know, posing him and stuff, that, you know, this one was kind of bad. But I actually really like this figure. I would definitely recommend it. The only kind of issue, it's not really a problem, but his shoulder joints are really stiff. Like, I have trouble moving them up and down like that. But I think they'll loosen up with time, you know, like the rest of him did. And as you just saw, the shoulder pads can be removed. I think that's better than the alternative, which would be Hasbro just gluing them down, because that would permanently restrict his shoulder articulation, like it did on the on Mattel's Dark Knight Movie Master Batman, the Dark Knight suit one, where his shoulder pads make it so his arms, you know, are really restricted. But, you know, that's my opinion on that. You know, and if you want, you can glue them down. If you really want to. I wouldn't, but whatever. So yeah, there he is. One more thing. If you get this figure in the 3-pack, he comes with no accessories, but if you get him on the single card, he comes with a single, like, giant repulsor blast cannon or whatever. It comes with a projectile similar to this one. This is the fire missile that came with that. I guess they wanted to cut costs or whatever when they released the 3-pack, because, you know, it's released at it only costs $30 for all 3 figures. So I think it's cool. I'm definitely willing to sacrifice the accessories for, you know, the convenience of having all 3 of them, and at a decent price, you know. So yeah, definitely worth it. I might as well just show off the packaging on this set, because I think it's pretty neat what they did. So I'll get these figures out here real quick. Just set him up right there. Get him right there. Now, this backdrop here that I'm using, this is actually the tray that all these figures came in the box. Here, I'll just move these guys. You know, the Mark 1 is in here, and it has the Mark 1 arc reactor. The Mark 2 is in here, and it has, you know, his arc reactor there. And then the Mark 3 is right there. You know, there's the bottom of it. I think this is really cool. You know, there's the sides of it. I think it'd be really sweet to use that for, like, some sort of display or something. I just think it looks really cool. I think it's really nice. I personally would probably rather have this backdrop than, you know, the missile launchers that the original figures came with. And then here's the box. See, there it is. There's my distorted body on there. But yeah, there's the Iron Man logo. It says Toys R Us exclusives, Armor Evolutions. It says Mark 1, Mark 2, Mark 3 right there. So that's cool. On the back, it has a little bio. Has Mark 1, Mark 2, Mark 3 all posed up really neat. And then there's little, like, blueprint sort of things for each of them. And it has, you know, buy these other things. Shows Iron Man 6-inch figures. And it actually shows one of this figure right here is kind of weird. It's a repaint of the Stealth Operations suit Iron Man, or the War Machine. But he's repainted with the Punisher skull on his armor. That's kind of cool. As far as I know, that's never been released. The only one I know about is the Captain America armor one. But